Sandra, first of all, thank you so much for joining us at Drupa DNA. It is an honor to have a Girls Who Prints leading an organization as infamous and important to the printing industry as Koenig Bauer, certainly to the German printing industry. So, Dankeschön.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
And that's one of the 3 words I know in German, so you just got it.
It was perfect.
Thank you so much. Actually, one of our cameramen thought I was German this morning. I said, Guten Morgen. He's like, oh. Started talking to me in German. I was like, okay, now I'm lost, but still. Before we start, can we just let everybody know a little bit about you and what you do at Koenig Bauer?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Sandra Wagner. I'm Vice President Digitalization at Koenig Bauer. So what are we doing? It's all about big data, AI, customer engagement, how to become more digital, how to get packages more digital. So mainly it's a good fit between high technology and use cases where people say, yeah, that makes sense. That is cool stuff what they are doing. So that's mainly what I'm doing.
Now, you know, the printing industry needs much better PR with the world. I heard the Eiffel Tower described as a lamppost with a great PR agency, right?
Right.
And in many ways, the digitalization of print, the marriage of analog and digital, the ability for print to be the bridge to a whole new world of information is super important, and you're defining it as connected packaging. Can you share first the vision behind that and why it is so important to your organization, and then how are some ways that it's manifesting through your customers?
When we started with connected packaging, you know, and actually I was sitting at my breakfast table and having a lot of packages around me, and it always amazed me that you have beautiful packages but non-digital content around it. With all the technology we have today, sometimes you have a QR code, sometimes there's a landing page. On little locations, you have augmented or video content around it, like for Christmas packages. And I never could fathom why we don't have it every day. Because I can imagine when you are a brand and you create that packages and that design, you want consumers engaged with your brand during the whole life cycle. So not only in the shop when it comes to the point of sale, but also when the package is at home or you want to have information how a package is recycled. So that was mainly the vision. How to enhance packages with digital technology so that we as consumers get better information, more entertainment, get better loyalty to brands, all that kind of stuff you can do. And that's when we start to build our connected packaging solution. And well, we are a printing press manufacturer for over 200 years, so probably not digital natives. But we thought, why not start it with printing layout? Because everything is there. So what we did is we built a solution where you use your existing approved printing layout. On top is AI and big data. And now we have a portal for printers and for brand owners where you can enhance your package in any way you want. Could be augmentation, could be landing page, could be videos, photos, Instagram challenges, or whatever you might imagine in terms of marketing campaigns. And the beauty of it is you can change it every time you want. So if I place a video on a package right now and I decide, well, next week there's another challenge from that brand, because we created like a digital twin of the package, you can just with 2 clicks change the content. And that is what we think will be also the future of packaging, because it gets more value, more interaction. And we even, if you want to try it out, we even put a game on a package. It was quite a lot of fun, I can tell you that.
Personalization really is going to be pushed in new directions. And packaging is really interesting to me because I once heard somebody say that a package is a very personal thing, because not something that comes from something you've ordered and you know it's coming in a cardboard box, But if you go to a store or you go and you are making a choice, you are choosing to want that brand, to be part of that brand. You are choosing to bring that brand into your house, right? And if that opportunity, if that's the last time that brand has a touch point, yes, the package was printed beautifully. It attracted me, right? It's something I want to eat. It's something I want to have. But there is so much more to ways to engage with the people who have made this personal decision to bring this item into their house. Whether it's having a famous chef show me what to do with that pasta, or whether it's telling me the story of the local farmer that grew my tomatoes, or the cause that something is supporting by me buying it. All of those opportunities are missed because there is just not enough real estate on a package in order to get that done.
Yeah, and that was, I think, in the past a big issue, especially when you look at smaller packages, because no size, no space around to do something. And I think digital technology, like augmentation or anything else, can enhance not only the size of the package, but as you said, the content. And it's like that either if you got a tutorial or that famous chef explaining to you how to do it. And then on top of that, just imagine, because we built it, you are going into a store and you're probably a person who goes for vegan nutrition. You might have allergies, or your loved one might have allergies. And I can tell you, because I've changed my nutrition a year ago, it was really exhausting to go in that store and read all that little stuff and find out what is inside and all that kind of stuff. So imagine you're having an app on your phone and putting it on your filter, where you say, okay, this is really the nutrition I want, or this is the cosmetic I want, or whatever it might be, so that you can build a personal preference to their brand and the package, and you can be sure, okay, that is really easy for me to get that kind of things. And that are also, I think, use cases and real benefits for consumers as well as for brands, which will save you a lot of time. And you will just love the brand more, because they provide you with that information in a super easy way. And I mean, we are all used to have phones in our hand to scan stuff. So the bridge is not too far away. Let's say it like that.
Yeah. And, the choice to bring the package in the house was made. But now, once digital technology is applied, it enables that brand to start to understand their customers in a deeper way. Because right now, I'm printing the packaging, it's going to some manufacturing line, it's ending up in let's just use a grocery store, it's probably the easiest example for right now. It goes to a distributor, a million boxes of cereal get filled, they get distributed, and just as an example, Kellogg's doesn't know that I bought that cereal unless I engage with that package. And once I engage with that package, even if it's that they can see that I'm looking up allergen information, they can start communicating with me on a much deeper level, and it opens up the door to a whole new channel of loyalty marketing, consumer engagement, sending people where we have a new vegan thing that is allergy free. We want your opinion on it. Can you discuss that concept?
Yeah. And we did discuss that, of course, with brands, and they really loved the idea. And of course, everything is based on GDPR, so your data as a consumer is safe, which has to be, But on the other hand, it's about that. We were even discussing concepts saying, look, before I launch a new product with a new design, with a new package, I can have my test audience right there, and I know that is my target group. And there were also things coming up like, when you look at services like Instacart or Uber Eats, where you no longer go to a store, you just order it online and it gets delivered. So for brands, it might be a threat that there is no longer really the point of sale, not in the way we have it today. So digital tools around the package, when you have it at home and interact with that package, from what they have told us and what we think becoming more and more important, because there might be a time when people are not so often go into that grocery store because it's super convenient to order it online, and you don't look on the shelf and see all the different packages, and you probably just go to that one brand which you already know, which is a missed opportunity for all the other ones. So that also plays into why are brands pushing for that solutions, and how printing companies can benefit from that, because they can offer that as a service as well to their brand owners.
Yeah, I mean, there really is unlimited possibilities. I was speaking to publishers once, and I had made a suggestion that they have one article that's written to parents about bullying, for example, and how to speak to your children about bullying. And then through a QR code, it accessed a story, a children's story about a little girl, a little boy who was bullied. And as reading it at night, they could use the tools that they got from the magazine to share about, you should tell somebody if this happens and let me know. And the publisher looked at me like I was out of my mind. This was the worst idea they had ever heard, because they don't want people leaving that magazine. They don't want them online. They want them to have the relationship with the magazine. Packaging is completely different. In a lot of ways, it is a security device. It is a protection device, only if it's serial and it's fun and people can engage with it. But once you have the ability to, the package in this case is really not the important thing. It's the bridge that becomes the most important thing.
Yeah. And yesterday we had someone who's publishing magazines, and they come up with an idea. It's a magazine from a famous rock band, fan club magazine, whatever. And they were asking us, look, I've got that from the package, but can you put a video on that cover of the magazine for our fan community? Like, hey, hello, and because then they got the magazine, and on top of that, they get a personal message with that video without leaving the magazine. So it's not like you have to go to a website and find it. It's just like you scan the magazine, the video pops up, and that famous singer will make greetings to his fan community. So we didn't even thought about it. We said to them, yeah, it's possible, we can do it. But you see, when people really get it, like, okay, there is a bridge between digital technology and the web world and the printed product. And it's super easy. You don't have to leave. You don't have to go to some kind of PC or whatever. The ideas start floating. Yeah. And even probably in traditional industries like ours are, that you see there's so many creativity coming up with all the print products. Oh, we can do that, and we can do that, and that's also possible. And I think that is great to see.
Yeah. And to your most excellent point, that magazine that was bought by that magazine means something to that fan.
Yeah.
That fan is not going to throw that magazine away, because that is the way to access that video.
Yeah.
And that is what I'm saying about packaging. Right now, they know it was bought because it's marked off as inventory, but they don't know who bought it. And this is so much of a bigger opportunity than just packaging. And if you're a printer who is creating folding carding package, even for small brands, it is still a amazing conversation to open up the conversations for more marketing, customer loyalty, customer retention, new products coming. How are some of your customers managing Packaging Plus?
I think first they were surprised that we come up with that solution. And then we had long discussions with a lot of our customers, and what they see is it's more value. For them, for the industry, for the package itself, it also plays into the sustainability issue, because you can, truly show, okay, what is really, where does the product come from? What is the CO2 footprint? All that kind of stuff. So most of them saw new possibilities, new business channels. new revenue streams, and also, and I think that that was one of the biggest points, like we all know at a certain point, package probably does not have a super good reputation. And that is a way now to also change a little bit the perception of what packages are and what they can do beside protecting products. So a lot of them were really open and were saying, hey, this is exactly what people ask me, what my customer is asking me. We want to go into that direction. So the feedback was really, really good.
It's also a secure way for brands to get their customers online. I receive an email, even if it's from my bank, and I don't believe it's from my bank, even though it says it's from my bank. But if I receive a postcard from my bank and it gives me a QR code, I don't even think twice. I'm like, scan it. It's completely safe. The package is also a secure channel to learn more about, to your very most excellent point, too. We have to engaging younger people who care more about where did that wheat come from that made that cereal, or the allergies. Are you having more conversations about things like that with your printers and your and the brands that you talk with directly, please?
Yeah, so it's a big issue. So more or less everyone is interested in how sustainable is that package produced? How much energy was used to do it? What kind of material? Is it really recycled? And I'm not only talking about folding carton, I'm really talking about everything. So then as a converter or brand, you have the data. Okay, fine. What to do with that data? Because you want to, when you have a good story and you did a lot of effort that your package becomes more sustainable, how to bring that message to a consumer. And it has to be a good message, an engaging message, because no one wants just to read something on a website. They want to see it, and they want to see it right now in that moment. And that, I think, especially for the younger generation, that becomes a very important topic, beside that a lot of regulations will come, which forces people to do it already. So it's a good combination of this. It's driven by a certain market that you do that, but there's also regulatory coming up where people need to make it. So,
I mean, even being able to use your cell phone camera and point it at a recycling symbol to understand what it really means. There are a lot of packages out there with mixed materials. I might buy electronics, for example, where the front of it is plastic and the back of it is cardboard, and it tells me that it's, or paperboard. It tells me that it's fully recycled, but it's not. What is fully recyclable? Is it the plastic part? Is it the paperboard part? Do I have to separate it? So even just providing information like that, that makes it clear, because there is no real estate on the box for that, and people don't understand those symbols. I want to talk to you about, because you are I've now called you the Duchess of Digitalization. I'm the intergalactic ambassador to the Printerverse, and Sandra is the Duchess of Digitalization. Moving forward, we will come to a moment where that metaverse does manifest into the world. And when it does, that industry is going to need the printing industry to bring everything online into reality. Oh, I'm in a home goods store and I want that pillow. Really? With your dog's face on it. How do you think that's going to happen, you know? So where is Koenig Bauer in thinking about, I'm gonna push you in a direction a little, the endless opportunities for print in this immense digital space?
Yeah. So when you mention the metaverse, and it will come, it will take a little bit of time, and it will not like the comic version of something. There will be, when you look on what happens with the AR glasses, especially what Apple is doing, and we all know when they go in a strategy, it will work out, so it will come. And yes, we were thinking about, okay, what kind of impact will print then have? Because when you think about it, and let's say it's only virtual there, that might not be a good thing. But what we did is, we created something where you can either by cold foil or ink put a pattern on a printing substrate, like a little card, for example. There's an algorithm behind it, and you just, touch it, and it opens up. And what you do with that is you create an NFT. An NFT is a certificate in the blockchain. So let's say you're buying a luxury watch, and you want to wear that as well in the metaverse. And the luxury brand owner says, yes, when you buy that version, you can also buy the same, or you get the same version in the metaverse. And that little piece of printed paper with an algorithm inside, that creates that NFT, and that is the thing that enables you to wear that stuff also in the metaverse. That is one use case. Another one is when you look into machines, for example, it's all about digital twins. So imagine tomorrow there will be no technician coming on site and doing a lot of stuff. Why not? Because you have a full digital twin. You can upload all the parameters and everything. And for that, you need that digitalization infrastructure. It doesn't matter if it's cloud or if it's blockchain technology, if it's augmentation or virtual reality. And in the past years, there was so much development on all of these technologies. I mean, you all read about ChatGPT and probably used it on your own. So you see how rapid that technology is evolving. And I think when you look in what will be possible in the metaverse, where you already see glimpses of the future from a technology perspective, it will be breathtaking.
I couldn't agree with you more. I presented on it 2 years ago, and people looked at me like I was out of my mind. And I was like, I understand. The glasses are not ready yet. But the minute they are ready, and I feel like we need to talk to the companies that will make the 3D versions of stores. And if you're going to offer, if you walk into a home goods store and you could put your family on a canvas and it comes to your house, everybody has to be working together. And I'm so happy that organizations as historic as Koenig and Bauer are leading the way in this, because you have a big voice and a big spotlight to at least make people listen and take notice. You mentioned before that you had a suite of tools that helps your customers. Can you share a little bit about that and what you're doing at drupa? And I believe you're in Hall 16, is that correct?
Right.
Please.
So if you want to try out a generative AI for the printing industry, we're the right ones to go there, because this is what we did. So we built a solution where all the machine data, shop data, sensor data, it's gathered, it's showed in a very good way. And on top of that, we have a generative AI. So like ChatGPT, in our case, it's Gemini underneath it, but it's for the printing business. So we trained that model with everything you can imagine, from service documentation, handling, whatever it is. And you can even ask her, she has a name, her name is Kiana. So we have a show, you can listen to her. And what you also can do, for example, you go in the morning in your production and you say, how was the weekend? And she's gathering all the data, and she's giving you all the ideas and coming up saying, hey, look, on Saturday, your number of jobs, that's a bit too less. There's an anomaly. Maybe you look inside of that. So that's what we did for our customers, really as an operational benefit. And we are super proud that we are the first to have that technology brought to the market, because we truly think when you look what you do personally with generative AI stuff, and that is just the beginning. Think about what that technology can do in your daily operations, in everything related to our business. This is just like, we have so many ideas on the plate already. And what I'm really happy about, and I would like to mention that, because you never know how people interact with that kind of technology. Our customers are loving it, really. They've seen it and they were like, oh my God, this is super cool and we want to use it. And that was really for us, it helped us so much, to get the confidence to say, yes, we are on the right track. And even if it's new technology, we just do it.
Yeah. Well, my experience is that if you make the digital tools easy for the printers to use and even easier for them to communicate the benefits of those tools to their customers, you have a winning product. My final question to you is well, not really question, I would like you to share why printers should not be afraid of this and the date. Look, packaging is not going anywhere. It is not going anywhere. But there will be points of differentiation of why brands will work with certain printers and another. What is the danger of not even investigating? I'm not saying invest in it. I'm saying investigating, which is the first step.
I think a lot of missed opportunities. Because when you look into it, you will find cases where you say, that will help me. You probably will also find some when you say, okay, that's not for me. But you miss a lot of opportunities. And not only for your own production, for your own company, but also in relation to your customer. And I think at least look at it, be open, check out if it fits to your business model, and try really easy. Start with a little easy first thing, and then from that move on. And it's not too complicated. It's just step by step, and then you get it.
Does anyone have any questions for Sandra? Yes? Oh, excellent.
Yeah, I wondered what systems you have in place for compliance. So when people are associating compliance information on packaging to a website, how does that work within?
So most of the time, the brand already have either compliance system and have, let's say, the final check on what information is really presented. So it's responsibility from the brands. What we provide is a technology. There's an AI-based compliance system on top of it to ensure that no bad stuff is happening during that. But the brand has to ensure, like in a normal shop, that everything is compliant in a way the regulations need to have that in that certain country.
Follow up? You good? Oh, hold on. We need it for the recording.
While it's the responsibility of the client or the customer, the system is there for them to put that information up with what you offer.
Yeah.
That's clear.
Any other questions for Sandra? Sandra, I just want to thank you so much. I know that you are extremely busy changing the world and helping all of us fit in better with the younger generations who should want to engage with print if there's meaning behind it. So thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, everybody.
Always here. Thank you. Yeah.